Welcome. Notice how we define our problems into existence along with the hope for solutions. That's a pretty bold statement, but you can notice for yourself the moment experience turns into a problem, thought telling us what the experience means. An interpretation is, is going on. For example, sadness arises. And then thought makes it mean I've got to get rid of this feeling. Or loneliness arises. And then thought says, oh, something's missing. Another interpretation. How about tension or resistance or disappointment? And then thought arises and says, I shouldn't be feeling this anymore. These thoughts arise innocently. Nobody's doing this on purpose. It's all learned behavior. It's all habitual. But we don't notice how thought creates this psychological framework and then lives inside of it. That's that little me chattering that's making all these commentaries and prop, pronunciation. What's that word? Pronouncements. It's ongoing, but it can be noticed. So when you notice the moment that experience is being turned into a problem because of some thought that's going on, simply pause, breathe, notice the dimensions of experience here now, sounds, so-called dog barking, and notice sensation, breeze on the skin. Notice sensation, feet on the floor. Notice light. Notice shades. Notice shadows. Breathe. All this appearance, whether it's the dimensions I'm describing of your sense fields or the thoughts that are floating by, uh, creating these imagined problems, it's all appearing in this wide experiencing. It's all simply appearing as this appearance, as this experiencing. Thoughts are not the only dimension that are worth paying attention to. We give it way too much credibility. I mean, it's all credible, but the thing is, whenever thought is about anything, that's when it loses its credibility. Thought is simply an energy pattern, and what it says it's about is worth noting because that's when it gets into imagination. Now, I just want to make a distinction here. I mean, obviously, if you have a problem with the car, you're noticing there's something that needs to be fixed. If there's a leak in your faucet, you're noticing that can be taken care of. What I'm talking about specifically are these this psychological framework that thought creates about feelings in particular, uh, or interpretations in particular that show up that create problems that are only imagined in the mind. So that's the distinction. And it's always an option to return to, what I call presence and simply be directly, intimately with this immediacy that's here, that doesn't have interpretations, that is simply bare and direct. Sensation, sound, light, colors, the breath. Just notice, see what happens. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to know about any questions that you're wondering about. Thanks so much for being here.